right, so we are going to work through our connection breath in this video. And the connection breath is connecting your core and your pelvic floor with your breathing. And when we do this, we're engaging that deep core, which is super important and helpful throughout your pregnancy and your postpartum recovery, is knowing how to engage those deep core muscles, okay? So getting into this breath work will help you do that. And this breath work is not something you need to do with every single breath throughout the day. I would recommend practicing it like 2 to 3 times a day, maybe 5 to 10 breaths at a time, okay? So it's not every single breath of the day, but I would start practicing it daily, especially when you're pregnant. If you don't start when you're pregnant, that's fine. You can still start when you're postpartum. It's never too late to start practicing this connection breath, but all of you here, you're gonna start now, okay? So with our connection breath, on the inhale, we wanna think about filling up the belly with air. So let it relax, let it expand to its natural expansion. And then on the exhale, we wanna think about compressing, pulling up and in, and almost knitting those ribs around the belly to protect it, okay? So inhale, relax, expand the belly. Exhale, scoop up and in with the core. All right, so first let's just practice that. Inhale, let the belly release. It'll expand a little bit. Exhale, think about knitting those ribs together, knitting your core together to kind of scoop that belly up and in. All right, keep practicing a couple more breaths like this. So that is our core part of the breath. And then next we want to think about working on the pelvic floor part of the breath. So on the inhale, we want to relax the pelvic floor so it will lower and relax slightly. Okay, you won't feel this a ton. Just make sure we're not like clenching down there, okay? So on the inhale, as that belly expands, we are relaxing, letting that pelvic floor drop down. And then on the exhale, we want to think about pulling that pelvic floor up and in, almost like you're maybe sucking a marble up that way, all right? So try to now incorporate that into your breath. So belly expanding, pelvic floor dropping down. Exhale, we are pulling that belly up and in. We are pulling that pelvic floor up and in, all right? So again, this is something I want you guys to practice 2 to 3 times a day, maybe 5 breaths at a time to start. And it's really cool when you do start to actually get a belly, you can see more of that movement, and it's almost like you're scooping that baby in and hiding it in your belly. That's essentially what it should look like when you exhale. All right, so I can do a little view from the side here with the belly breath. So we're going to inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. So as you can see, there's an expansion and contraction of my belly. Obviously you can't really see the pelvic floor working, but you do want to think about it, guys. Make it a part of this breath, okay? It's super important to be able to let the pelvic floor relax, especially when we get to labor and pushing, all right? If your pelvic floor is too tight, that's definitely gonna be an issue. All right, guys, so your job is now to work on this breath every day, now throughout your whole pregnancy, right up to your labor. And then again, you can start practicing it right after delivery and take that in through your postpartum recovery.